vibrations. What is going on with y'all, man? Welcome to number 9 of how to maintain a free mind in a controlled society. No hesitation, y'all. Let's get right into it. Last video, I talked to y'all about the midrocosm. I went over the 6 speakers that have heavily influenced me over the past 6 years, and astrology. I briefly went over a little bit of astrology concepts and talked about how it has an effect on you as a human being down here on this physical planet. Inevitably, you know, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, known as your big 3. So your sun sign is how you see yourself, right? You may be an Aries, right? Aries is a fire sign. It's the sign associated with the self. Oftentimes, if a person is an Aries born between March 21st and April 20th, this individual will be talkative, have some passion about them, have some direction, some energy, always have something to say. Now, none of it is good or bad. All of these astrology houses, all of these zodiacs, they have their own characteristics and qualities, and you yourself have your own characteristics and qualities from your environment, from your programming. So if you ignore your astrology, if you ignore your big 3, if you don't at least put your birthday, if you don't at least put the effort in and have the care to find your time of birth, plug it into an online calculator, and then see your birth chart, you're missing out on a certain spiritual understanding of your coding. You could look at your physical coding and see your environment, your school system, the culture that you were born into, but you will never know the celestial bodies and the activity going up in the sky at the time that you were born. Even deeper than that, those are just 3, your big 3, the ones that have the main effect on you. But it's 9 more houses, 9 more houses that planets, suns, stars, and moons were in when you were born at the time of your birth. All playing an effect on you, all unique, all individual. Just as unique as your voice is, just as unique as your face, your parents, your environment, your school system, every single thing that has made you, that shit plays a huge effect as well. So I would highly invite y'all to look into it, highly invite y'all to understand it. Now, for skeptics listening to this, for anyone to have a belief of something, or for a mass group of people to have a belief, that belief is then encoded and damn near becomes a physical reality. So if you have, let's just say, 45% of people in this world generally accepting astrology as a real thing, and the number may be bigger, but that would actually be a study that's worth looking into, because it plays a clear difference in people as far as rather they're cynical and materialistic and physical and very 3D in their thoughts and their outlook on life, if they just completely have ignored astrology and cast it to the side, versus those that look into astrology, that understand that it, or believe that it plays a part in our life, in this game of life, and the psychology and energy of people, right? Again, belief does it does become physical. Belief becomes physical. Belief becomes real in the mind of a person. So you'll see people that are, I would almost say, are too into astrology, where they ignore the physical. They may be too vibrating in the higher chakras and observing the macrocosm, ignoring the physical reality, ignoring your physical groundedness, ignoring your physical body, and you blame everything on emotions. Everything on emotions and your astrology, and this is just the way I am because Venus and Mercury are in retrograde, and I am a Leo, and I'm having issues in my life because of that. The victim and, not taking accountability for your life and your actions, that mindset, it will always be there unless you tackle it. It'll come from money, your finances, people around you, your family, astrology, your ego, the devil, the dark side. Really, it always is your ego, but not a lot of people point to their ego. Some people point to their ego as a last resort and as a last excuse to those around them. And that's a sympathy thing. So be careful with that. But for you as a personal individual, always take accountability for your actions. Stay away from blaming the outside world and things that you can't control and things that are just here, things that are either man-made or God-made. You can always blame creation, but it's fair at the end of the day. It's equal. It's here for everybody to be in, to vibrate in, to adhere to the rules, to live in harmony and coherence with the natural law, or to go against it and to go against the grain. Now in the Kabbalion, it says the nearer one is to the center of creation, the more free they are. The more you swip and swap and sway and get further away from the center of creation, your chakras, your astrological chart, the Kabbalion, the 7 Hermetic principles, and natural law itself, understanding right versus wrong action, the nearer you are to the center, the freer you are. And my only goal is to free y'all mind and help y'all vibrate in love and peace and creation with yourself. Manifest your God-given reality with yourself. But if you are far from the center of creation, if you're far from truth, then you're more controlled by others in this world. It's truly as simple as that. Now, along with astrology, you have the seasons. Winter season, spring season, summer, fall. Winter, spring, summer, fall. All have different characteristics, all have different zodiacal traits and seasons, zodiacal houses that are aligned with each season. And there's renewal energy and rituals and high holidays within the occult world that takes place on all of these seasons as they transition. So on September 2nd, Groundhog Day is known as, I honestly can't even think about it because I don't want to give y'all the wrong word, but it's a high holiday in the occult tradition. This is when the sun is coming out of its tomb. It's coming out of the restful state, the fall state, the deadened state of winter season. Now, again, aligning with the occult high holiday, there are 4 high holidays and 4 minor holidays. So this high occult holiday on February 2nd, rituals do take place, but it's a time for you to align with even more energy of the sun really coming out. This is, again, more so the natural cycle of life, not the capitalist calendar when we flip to January and it's refresh, restart energy on a capitalist money calendar. But as the sun is coming out of the tomb, as it starts to get warmer, as we go to spring, March 21st, which is a minor holiday, boom, we're in the season of growth, the season of planting. And boom, you align with it with your actions. This is, again, staying nearer to the center of creation, your chakras, astrology, the Kabbalion, truth, objective knowledge, and understanding. You have to look deep, look deep. Because most of the rituals that take place, Mark Passio details how May 1st is the high holiday in the occult year. It happens during the season of spring and is where a lot of rituals take place. If you will look at the 40 days between March 21st and May 1st, lots of occult ritual and human sacrifice and things taking place. So in 2024, with this being a very important year, look out for it. just be keen on it and be safe during these times and keep your spiritual protection up. Because the goal of the dark occultists, the goal of the people that psychologically manipulate this world because they understand truth, they understand psychological principles, their goal is to depopulate the planet through war, through food, through media, through having people kill each other, through abortion, etc., etc. Now, just to speak on abortion, I personally am actually pro-abortion. I think that a person should have the right to do what they want with the seed that's germinating inside of them, especially a woman having the option to, if it is an option, because even in tribal times, I'm pretty sure they had some form of natural abortion, but what they do now, it could be seen as inhumane from a Christian perspective. It could be seen as death, as murder of a baby, but it's so stupid to me, especially these days when anyone has, I ain't even gonna say sympathy for just one murder or one killing, but it's literally like 108 days of war and genocide going on in Palestine, and innocent babies and people dying. So the moral relativism that is so apparent in the brains of people in America, because we're more egoic, we're more self-centered, so we feel more to the connection of another individual versus these people, 5,000 miles away that are going through way worse and traumatic shit than you could ever imagine or think about in your life and in your actions. But I think it is obviously a possibility for war to come to America, but they say it's an unlikely chance that it'll be war on ground in America. And I guess that's reassuring, but at the same time, and I also am starting to uncover and find out that when you talk about the 1% or the people that really rule this world and are fighting or have war in place and are saying what they're saying in the world, it's not just, say, 10 presidents from all of the main countries just coming together at a table and loving each other and laughing and toasting and agreeing on everything. There actually is split and division amongst the most powerful people with the most money and influence and control over this planet and how they want to control and rule this planet. Literally. And that's actually a little bit scary to think about, because it shows that when war does happen, it may really be a last resort for the people that are all controlling this planet, but it ends up breaking out. And then for one side, it benefits because a lot of people are dying. But for, let's just say, the League of Nations, or I can't believe it's escaping my mind right now, but absolutely cannot think of the organization of countries that are all tied in, but it's 33 of them. And it's not called the League of Nations or the Treaty of Versailles, but it's something I'm gonna clip it right here because I do know this and I talk about it a lot. And I bring it up whenever I mention Flat Earth because the image of their logo is the Flat Earth image with 33 spaces, 33 circles representing the 33 nations that are in it. It could be called the League of Nations, but I think it's something different. Basically, they're not all together. Some of these motherfuckers have inner beef and they don't agree with what others are doing. And then that just shows that this planet really could turn into some chaotic shit. But in America, they keep you in a box. Now, the current government in America, the Democrats, they're not for freedom and liberation and true libertarian American energy. The Democrats that are in office now, a lot of these individuals come from secret societies and came in and got up under the US government and twist shit up and have a socialist, communist way of trying to do things and trying to fuck up the minds of the people that's living in America. Fuck us up from our natural Christian values, our family values, and our freedom, law-abiding gun-toting values, ability to defend ourselves and all of that. There's always a mass shooting coming up, and it's oftentimes exposed how these mass shootings have a fucking MK Ultra shooter under some mind control and potentially been mind controlled since he was like 6 years old, getting tortured and traumatized, so his brain is not a normal human brain. He's literally been damn near raised up with this traumatic, chronic traumatic energy in his head because he was brought up just to perform this ritual on this day, this mass shooting ritual at this place on this day. And then it promotes the liberals to say, take guns away, no more guns. Then it gets people on TV that are in politics to fully get this message out to a place like California where they don't have gun shops. You can't just go buy a gun and protect and defend yourself. In a place like Ohio, you can. So understand how this country is so goddamn divided. I personally was thinking years ago that the West Coast, Oregon, Washington, and California was going to secede from the U.S. But right now, I'm actually seeing that Texas is having a lot of issues with what's going on in American legislation. So I'm going to look into some more insight on that because I've seen a few people post videos on it, but I haven't looked into it. But yeah, Florida, Cleveland, New York, Washington and Portland, LA and San Francisco, Texas, Arizona and New Mexico, the Great Plains, fucking Minnesota and Milwaukee. America is really so many different cultures wrapped into one that probably plays into an effect as to why we're the most strong and popular and just extremely crazy looking country. But at the same time, there's so much division amongst the people because we're all under the same, I guess maybe federal rules, but different state rules and different state legislations and county legislations and so much other shit going on in this confusing word magic and word manipulated society that we live in. Again, the idea of culture and authority are the things that hold people back from freedom. So it is in place, and it is this 3D construct and world that we live in, but at the same time, goddamn, y'all, the ring light is once again not on. That's crazy shit. I'm gonna turn it on. So boom, all of these goddamn authoritarian regimes, violence, culture, the control of speech, propriety, the idea that you are to respect elders and people that came before you, the idea that they have some sort of inherent better judgment for your life and you just have to praise and bow down to someone that is older than you. That's culture, that's mind control, and that's the shit that has you fucked up. Look at your parents, look at your family, look at your school system, look at your coaches, and really see how they do things in this world. Is it how they as individuals want to do things, or is it how they've been told and programmed to do things and how things should go? And do they then give that energy to you as the individual? Ask yourself these questions. So boom, astrology, cyclical. It goes and it goes. You see yourself going in these same cycles, these same feelings, these same emotions, these same dealings with people until you analyze it, until you actually look into it all and observe and compare and judge and discern and see the people in your circle and see, first off, their sun sign just from their birthday. You can decode a little bit of the shit just from knowing somebody's sun sign. Then knowing their own thoughts, you could damn near predict what their moon sign might be. But it tells you so much about how much you should be dealing with a person, how much you should be investing in a person, or how much you should detach from a person. And boom, before I even go to the rest of my notes in my phone, let me see what time it is, because I do have somewhere to be. God damn it, I see. It's 2:37. Gotta leave at 2:43. Yeah, I ain't got that much time, so I'ma just go in on linear, logical, time-based thought, and how it fucks with your spiritual walk, and how it fucks with how you viewing life, how you viewing yourself, because you can oftentimes be going against the tide of the rhythmic flow and swing of the spiritual realm, the astrology and the seasons. You could oftentimes be going against the rhythm of it because your time-based, linear, egoic, mathematical, data-based, black and white thinking is thinking more improvement and gains and gains and gains and gains. But if you again are ignoring the effect that astrology has on not only you, but the people in the world, the economy, everything else, and the seasons, and just the flows and energy and emotions. People is breaking up, people is divorcing, people is falling in love, people is going through depression, people is getting money one day and being broke the next week. So flows and rhythmic cycles and patterns of what is going on. To observe it, it absolutely does not put you at a disadvantage, but to ignore it, you're at an inevitable disadvantage. Understand that, y'all. Understand the plan. I got a plan. I hope y'all got a plan, because if y'all don't have a plan, people that have a plan for you to fall in line with their plan. And that is not my plan, to fall in line with nobody else's plan. So again, control your life. I'm gonna end the video off by telling y'all how this form of spirituality, a lot of the shit that I've been giving to y'all, what Brother Panic gives to y'all, what Mark Passio gives to y'all, it is an aggressive form of spirituality. It's not passive, it's not emotion-based, it's mental-based, and you control and dictate your emotions at all times. But the New Age spirituality, crystals, tarot, astrology, and just passive, subservient, really it's ignorant thinking, being ignorant to things in this world, being ignorant to the microcosm. It don't do much but put you in deeper mind control, because a lot of the dark occultists and people that are up at the highest levels ruling things in America, they definitely have put out individuals which would be psyop agitators or agents to place information and tools and concepts and thoughts into the minds of people, aka New Age spirituality. Just the thought that you can ignore everything and everything's gonna be okay, or the thought that tarot cards will save your life, or the thought that, I don't know, life is just good, because life is as good as you make it. And again, you can't deny this, the concept of solipsism. So a lot of people have fallen into a solipsistic mindset, only seeing their reality, only caring about their reality. But again, you're ignoring things, you're in a state of ignorance, and I advise you all to be in a state of knowledge, in a state of full control of yourself, your outer environment, your time, your physical, everything that is you. Just tap in and just stay there, and just stay on the frequency and stay in control, and look at your habits, look at what you get dopamine from. Dopamine is one of the most important things on this planet. The dopamine that you're releasing from your brain, from the activities that you desire, from the things that you want to do and how you want to do it. You may have a habitual disinclination to exertion, a habitual disinclination to exertion. You don't want to lift heavy things, you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. For one, look at your third chakra, the chakra of willpower. The sin of the third chakra is slothfulness. The virtue of the third chakra is diligence, discipline, going, creating, production. Don't be slothful and lazy. Now, I'm not shaming you for possibly going through a slothful and lazy season, but your habitual disinclination to exertion is going to keep you stagnant and keep you still. Understand that karma is accrued through activity and inactivity. So the more inactive you are, just not doing stuff, just not tapping in, just not producing or creating or knocking the things off your to-do list that you know you need to knock off, the world is just continually going. Other people is growing. There's somebody out here that wants exactly what you want, that wants to be exactly where you see yourself in 10 years, and they're actively doing the work, actively putting in the time and the effort and attention and manifestation practices to get that reality while you sleeping and depressed and down on yourself and self-loathing. So that serves you nothing to be in that state. Again, control of your mind, your thoughts, your habits. So I recently picked up on a gem that when you do something that you do not want to do, aka laundry or washing dishes or going to go knock some shit off your to-do list, your dopamine receptors are flooded with positive completion energy from knocking something off your task. And even deeper than that, it's a portion of your brain that it actually grows and expands and strengthens from doing tasks and things that you don't want or resisting things that you know you fucking want. It's all about control. It's all about discipline, and it's all about your goddamn habits. The audiobook Atomic Habits is a great book that y'all should tap into. Again, I know I said I was gonna go over more topics in this video from the last video, but I am on, again, a bit of a time constraint. My bad, y'all. When I actually have hella time to record, I end up not recording because I like to really be centered and really wait until the moment is there. And as I see the clock hit 38:38, I know the moment is there. So I appreciate y'all for fucking with me. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with this video. Listen to the last video where I spoke on the microcosm. It's extremely important to understand society, psychology, culture, and this social structure that we live in. I love y'all, and may you never, ever relax your principles.